Hello and welcome to the Passion Show Animals. I'm your host Kyle, and joining me as always is my co-host Leon.
Hello, guys. Welcome to this episode. Today we're going to be talking about rabbits. What do you think of when you hear about rabbits, Kyle?
I ain't really seen a rabbit in a few years, you know.
Really?
Nah, it's like they stopped existing. Like they were big back in the 2000s, and they're gone now.
What do you think, they were a fad?
Yeah.
Are you talking about as pets or like in the wild?
As pets.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that might have come with a lot of an influx of exotic kind of pets. People getting chinchillas and stuff like that, maybe.
Yeah. Because it used to be like cats, dogs, and rabbits,
Yeah.
and now it's just cats and dogs.
I suppose so. No, I think you're actually right. Now that you've mentioned it, I hadn't thought of it, honestly, but I honestly think that people don't have as many rabbits anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
I wonder why that is.
I think it's because of their short lifespans, because they don't last long, do they?
It must have been the only thing that I didn't find out in preparation for this.
The
is
lifespan.
their lifespan.
I'm pretty sure it's 5 or 6 years, maybe even shorter. But yeah, I had a rabbit growing up.
Did you?
Yeah, it was called Pilchard, named
Wow.
after the cat from Bob the Builder.
Oh, yeah. I was thought Postman Pat, but that's Jess the cat, isn't it? Yeah, Pilchard the cat from Bob the Builder. With
Yeah.
the scarecrow and that. I remember that.
And
That was good times, man.
yeah, we used to it lived in the hutch in the backyard. Sometimes we'd take it out and it'd run around the living room. It loved going behind the TV and biting the wires. But people have house rabbits, don't they? People
Yeah,
have
it's quite common.
rabbits that don't live in hutches, just bouncing around the house.
Yeah, it's quite common to have a rabbit around the house because they're domesticated. So there's about 100 species of domesticated rabbit
Wow.
that are as pets, and they're a mixture of wild breeds and other domesticated breeds. As you know, when you look at a rabbit, you don't know what you're going to get, do you? You know, you can have floppy ears, big sticky up ears, all kinds of different colours, all kinds of different sizes. So what was, tell me a little bit about Pilchard. What did Pilchard look like?
Pilchard, it was a grey rabbit. It was really fluffy, and it's go out and feed them carrots and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you're going to tell me that's wrong to feed rabbits carrots.
No, I'm pretty sure they just eat all kinds
Oh,
of
okay.
vegetation. No, rabbits eat vegetables, probably some kinds of fruit, berries,
Yeah.
the occasional little bits of grass and other kinds of vegetation. Just typical prey
They've got-
food.
They got mad teeth,
Yeah.
big
Big,
front
large,
teeth.
big, large in
Yeah.
sizes. So that actually leads me on to one common misconception about rabbits, which is that they are rodents. And
Yeah, I
rabbits-
was going to say, because I'm looking up at the screen. We've got a Wikipedia article up on the screen.
We've got
and
a few.
It says rabbits are small mammals,
Yeah.
and it doesn't mention that they're rodents, and I got a bit confused.
Okay, so rabbits are in the family Leporidae, which I don't know what that includes. That's one of those Latin things that probably is not significant. I'm not joking. It is significant. They're lagomorphs, which is the same family as hares, and pikas, which people don't often know about. Pikas are quite similar to rabbits. They're really little cute things.
Are they to do with mice? Because I know Pikachu is a
Well,
mouse.
I think Pikachu is a mouse, but because he looks like a rabbit, doesn't he? Because he's got the long
Oh,
ears and stuff. He was
okay.
named after a pika.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
Interesting.
yeah. We'll get an image of a pika as we're talking about this.
Okay.
And we'll get a stock photo of a grey fluffy rabbit to see if we can show what Pilchard looks like as well. We'll do that. So that's where they are. So they're not rodents. They were grouped with rodents for a long time. However, there's a slight difference in, as you mentioned, the teeth. So rabbits have large front incisors
Yeah.
on the bottom and top. But behind their front ones, they've got another set of small incisors. That makes them lagomorphs,
Yeah.
which is the same as hares and pikas. They all have that distinct tooth.
I know in terms of culture, rabbits' feet are supposed to be lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched a video earlier and it was telling about the specifics of where that came from. So apparently rabbit's foot is lucky, and it's supposed to be the hind left foot of a rabbit that was killed in a cemetery
It's very specific. I didn't know it was this intricate.
at a specific lunar day.
Wow.
And I think it stemmed from the fact that rabbits were supposed to be transfigurations of witches. So if you had a rabbit's foot, then you had power against witches.
I'd never associate witches and rabbits in even the same conversation.
It's mad.
Never mind.
But there are loads of myths and stuff like that. So there's another one, and this is in the UK as well. I'm quite surprised about this. So in the Isle of Portland in Dorset, they're supposed to be really, really unlucky, and even saying the word rabbit is meant to be like a really unfortunate thing. Even then, there are parts in culture that we know where if you say like rabbit, 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 you know what I mean? That's supposed to be superstitious.
Well,
and
it's
that.
like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Something like
But
that. Yeah.
rabbit.
It's supposed to. Oh no! Oh, you're supposed to say it for good luck.
Oh, for good luck.
Yeah, so it says there, if you say rabbit, rabbit, rabbit on the first day of each month, you'll
So-
have good luck.
Bit of advice there. So, like, if you're in bed and you've accidentally said Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary in the mirror, just crush fingers and go rabbit, rabbit, rabbit,
Which
and
is
you're gonna
also
be okay.
that's linked to White Rabbit. People know about White Rabbit, don't they? You say White Rabbit, White Rabbit, White Rabbit. Oh, it's on the podcast. Is it a KS podcast now?
That
Chaos
sounded
channel.
like a bit of a tongue twister.
It is.
White Wabbit.
White rabbit, white rabbit, rabbit, white rabbit, right. It is hard. It is hard. So, Kyle, do you know what the rabbit test is?
The rabbit test. I do not know what the rabbit test is.
Okay, so back in, I think it was, the 40s and the 50s and that, rabbits were used as pregnancy tests. I don't know the exact science of what was used. All I know is that they used something in the rabbit, a biological part of a rabbit, to test, I don't know whether they put human urine on.
I was going to ask
Test
that
it.
as a joke.
No, that's what they would have done it. They'd done that, and then whatever happened, somehow they find out whether she was pregnant or not.
Man, humans are a stupid species.
Well, that actually led to a common phrase, the rabbits died, referring to someone becoming pregnant.
Wow.
Because part of the test could kill the rabbit. So the misconception is that the rabbit died meant that she's definitely pregnant. But the only reason why it's a misconception is that the rabbit probably died anyway. Even if she wasn't pregnant. Just to do the test, they probably killed the rabbit. I heard that it was easier to kill the rabbit, but it could be done alive.
Yeah.
But a similar thing was done with frogs. Frogs used to be used as pregnancy tests, and it was with urine. And they would, if the frog then ovulated, then the woman was pregnant.
What's so wrong with just waiting for the bump? Leave these animals alone.
And people are really keen to paint the bedrooms blue or pink, aren't they? You know what I mean? They really want to get a nice little Moses basket or whatever it's called. But yeah, so there's a lot of links to rabbits in legend and myth and people's backstories and culture's backstories, and I think that comes from how widely distributed they are. So everyone knows that rabbits are everywhere, and rabbits are everywhere because people take them everywhere, and they're really good at surviving. And as everyone knows, they're really, really good at reproducing.
Quick.
They're quick.
Yeah.
They're quick when it comes to generations, and people say, you make like rabbits, or...
I think they make that joke about like 20 different times in Zootopia. It's the most repetitive joke, which is ironic in itself.
It really is.
And like throughout that entire movie, it's just like, oh, rabbits have sex all the time. Rabbits have millions of kids.
And it's true. So the rabbit gestation is 28 to 36 days. So that's a month.
Yeah.
And it can be a little bit less, a little bit more. So they conceive, and then a month later you've got a little group of baby rabbits. I think they're called kits, baby rabbits.
How many litters can they have, and how many rabbits are in a litter?
Okay, so I think you have about 12 as the maximum as kits in a litter.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure they can, not long after they've given birth, they can pretty much get back on it.
Wow. I'd hate to be a female rabbit.
So yeah, so a rabbit can give birth to 12 kits, then it can give birth to like 60 rabbits a year.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons why they do that so often is because they don't have menstrual cycle. They ovulate upon mating. So once they're mated with, then they'll ovulate and then they'll conceive.
Oh wow, so
it's literally available
the
upon
more
request.
mellow
They just like
species.
Well, no, it's just that. So like some animals are seasonal in their mating. So like they'll only mate in the spring. Like lambs get born in the spring, and so like the way they ovulate will correlate to that. So So like dogs and stuff go into season tend to be like twice a year. Humans come into season once a month. Rabbits just come into season once they're in action.
It's a good way to go about it, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think that just pretty much means that they don't waste any eggs, I guess. Like they don't lose
every egg
any.
gets used.
They just only use them when they're being mated with. I think.
That's mad. They're
I'll
taking
have to
over the
look
world.
into that a little bit more.
They're gonna...
Yeah, so that's another interesting fact. Why aren't rabbits taking over the world?
Because they're getting killed.
Because they're tasty as fuck. A rabbit is like the number one prey for a lot of species. It's the top of the shopping list that you want to be going
Foxes love
out.
them.
Foxes love them.
I've never tried rabbit.
Eagles love them. I think I've had rabbit stew.
Yeah, people always
When I
talk
was
about
younger.
rabbit stew. How are they doing as a species? So Because there's millions of them. I assume they're not endangered.
Not endangered. However, the problems with rabbits is that they cause issues. So rabbits, as we've mentioned, they breed really quick and they eat a lot of food. Like there's a lot of rabbits,
Yeah.
and they eat a lot of food because they're really like powerful.
So they're making grass endangered.
No, it's more that they're invasive.
Oh,
It's more
okay.
that they'll fill niches because rabbits are really adaptive. So they'll fill
Yeah.
niches that other animals are already in, and so they'll
And
lower
they
the
will
food.
fill it.
They'll fill it and they'll
Yeah.
fill it right up. So say if we just use a little example, so like we've taken rabbits to loads of islands and stuff like Australia, right? So you put rabbits in this ecological niche. The rabbits expand. The rabbits are feeding on all the veg and all the nuts or whatever, all the fruit and stuff like that, and they're breeding, and there's loads of them. So the predators in the area are made up. Like, you know, the foxes, the
Yeah.
eagles, the coyotes, the wolves, they're laughing because
And the
they've
other
got rabbits.
prey are just missing out.
Well, so because the predators have got an abundance of prey now,
Yeah.
there's more predators. They
Oh,
can
wow, yeah.
breed. They're sound. There's loads of them. So the other animals that are in the same niche, they're being preyed upon heavily, and so their population's going to go down, and the rabbits is not going to be really affected by that because there's loads of them anyway. That's the point of them being like that.
I feel like we need to teach these predators about the endangered species.
We really do. Like they're so unaware. It's quite disrespectful, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you eat
just
that
go,
rabbit?
Go after the rabbits. Don't
Didn't
go
ask.
after the. Don't go after the endangered ones.
But going after the rabbits is what makes so many of them.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
the fact that we've introduced the rabbits to that niche, and then
It's a bit complicated, isn't it? It's a bit
yeah,
it's a bit of a loop.
well, yeah, that's why you tend to need a degree in it to go and sort it out. No, but it's one of those things where it doesn't seem that bad a problem, but it is. Like when you introduce species to a non-native habitat, they're gonna fuck up the ecology for the rest of the species around that area. I think we should talk a little bit about their bodies and how they've evolved.
They got big floppy ears.
They got big ears, sometimes floppy, sometimes straight. So why have they got big ears? What would the grandma say in the fairy tale?
What big ears you have, wolf? What?
All better to hear you with. Sorry, Kyle just needed a little bit of help with that anecdote. Okay, so they've adapted big ears to hear predators coming.
Okay, yeah.
The ears are adapted to hear well, but the size of their ears has absolutely nothing to do with how well they hear.
But the ears, they flop over the ear holes.
Only some rabbits
it
look like
muffle
that.
it?
If you look at most rabbit species, the ears are up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
only like floppy eared rabbits that have floppy ears, and that tend to be more domesticated species.
Yeah.
So they're not
Okay.
so they're not quite needed.
Fair enough.
But the actual reason that rabbits have big ears in the way that they do have them is for thermoregulation. So rabbits that live in colder temperatures will have, I always forget which way round this is. In colder temperatures, they'll have smaller ears so that they don't lose heat from them. And in
Okay.
bigger temperatures, Jesus, in hotter temperatures and warmer climates, so like deserts and things like that, they'll have big ears so that they
Okay.
can like regulate the body temperature with them and not overheat.
Nice.
Same as like elephants and stuff like that. They have really big ears so they can keep themselves cool. So that's what that is. But it does help them hear well, obviously.
Yeah.
And the movement of their ears and how it works on the inside is more related to the hearing rather than the actual size.
And you've got like little tiny tails.
Yeah.
Why do they have tiny tails?
I suppose tail of a rabbit is probably what's known as a vestigial structure, which means that it was something that was important in evolution when it was, a couple of million
Yeah.
years ago.
No, it's
and now
redundant.
it's maybe not redundant, but just has little use.
Yeah,
So it's
like
not
eyebrows.
Yeah, I suppose so. So they've got a little bushy tail. I suppose doesn't really do much, just because the way that they run has changed. So maybe their tail isn't required for balance.
Yeah.
So obviously, a very significant part of a rabbit's biology is its legs.
Yeah.
They've
I
got
was
big,
gonna go on to
massive,
that, yeah.
thumping back legs, and they're really, really, really important. Obviously, for running, like the way they move is absolutely like you don't want to be able to catch a rabbit. The whole point is that rabbits
Yeah.
are fast because they're so heavily preyed upon that they need to get away, don't they?
Yeah.
And so they're fast, they're quick, and they move in a unique way so that they can escape predators and stuff like that. And that all comes from their hind legs, which are heavily muscled.
I'd be
which is
stressed out if I had to hunt rabbits.
exactly. It's a proper job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got to be really heavily qualified. So like that is one of the reasons why they eat so much as well. They've got a high metabolism to keep up with that big request of muscle and to keep all that energy flowing through so that they're always ready. And they sleep with their eyes open as well.
Oh wow! Like
Just
fish.
to make sure. like fish, and like a lot of prey do sleep with their eyes open. Like even predators. So like dogs,
Yeah.
they've got 2 sets of eyelids, as you know, but the main ones that they blink with like are just normal, and they've got a set underneath that are translucent, so they can see like shadows across their faces and
Oh
stuff.
wow. Okay.
A lot of mammals do have that.
I'm surprised that I don't sleep with my eyes open if rabbits are doing it because they're scared of predators.
Yeah, so that's the general biology of a rabbit, and I guess its history.
So, how do you feel personally about rabbits?
I mean, I'm an animal behaviour student, so
Yeah, you love every animal.
I love every animal.
That was a silly question, wasn't it?
Well, every animal's fascinating in its own way, but the way I feel about rabbits is because they're such a widespread species, they're everywhere. They are overthought. I get that there are some exciting things about them that people would probably enjoy if it was more commonly known. So do you know how a rabbit displays excitement or happiness? They do this movement, and it's called a binky, right? And so when they're happy, they binky, and that means that they jump up and kind of spaz out, and like they do like little flips and stuff in the
I
air.
think I've seen something like that.
Yeah, so they do that, and that's like really cute. You know what I mean? That looks real, and like they do a little hum. They're like pair, and it's nice. Like they're cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
nice. I like them.
Oh, it's sick. It's respectable.
I would like a rabbit.
Yeah, I'd like a rabbit.
Okay, so we'll get a rabbit on for the next episode. We're gonna get a little.
Yeah, you can't see the podcast, so you'll never know. We've had a rabbit on the table the entire time.
Yeah, and we'll call it Pilchard.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to hear about any more animals, just comment what you'd like to hear, and we'll talk about that next time.
Yeah. Other than that,
Peace out,
have a great day.
and be nice to animals.